Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Magic with Melly. You are magic. Thank you for hanging out with me, Melly. I have a tarot reading for you. So I stopped shuffling and it ended on the death card, but I just have the deck and it's the Emperor. So he was showing me himself earlier, and I suppose it could be further confirmation if he comes out more in the reading, but for right now, what's gonna happen is we're going to just talk a little bit. I have a little bit of channeled messages coming through. Something about the copycats and your person, like your person maybe is pursuing someone who looks like you, like if you were to be copied but something was a little bit different. That is kind of what's going on here, is they're trying to find you, is what I'm hearing. Like it's giving maybe someone has a type, or someone's trying to find another you. It's either they're trying to find you in general, right? Like in a pool of people. It's like the men or women that they're attracted to kind of look like you. So it's like giving someone has a type, but it's also giving maybe they like it's like a very subconscious, like, or like on a soul level, they know that they're looking for you, so they're like going through all the lookalikes. Yeah, Page of Cups. Oh, behind it was Ten of Cups. I didn't see that initially. So Page of Cups, Ten of Cups. Throat chakra. Page of Cups, Ten of Cups. Someone's gonna be telling you what they want to do. They're gonna be like getting you thinking. So I'm hearing someone's gonna be traveling to you or trying to. Like, it kind of depends on how open you are to the possibilities in a good way. Like someone's just closed off because of where they've been, and you need to open up, because it's not fair for someone who hasn't even done anything at all with you yet. You're just applying negative things to someone who's not done anything yet. Like, you need to give them a chance to mess up. You need to give them a chance to not mess up. Yeah. Oh, Page of Pentacles. That's a nicer energy compared to the other page. Page of Cups versus Page of Pentacles. It's like someone wants to send in an offer. Instead of just like feeling it and thinking it, they want to actually extend an offer. Yeah, let's see. Nine of Cups and the Fool. When they think of trying things with you, doing anything with you, I'm hearing they like can't resist, but I'm also hearing that they kind of can, because they're worried about judgment from the people around them. The people around them, I'm hearing, imbalances them though. And I think they need to, or like there's people around you that imbalances you. There's something about going towards one another. But I'm hearing divine timing, because one of you could be repelling, like you could be closed off, and just like things that come towards you just get like they have to take a few steps back. Something like someone being really hot and you're like that. Like someone, like if you like just your touch does it for someone, or even just the thought of you does it for someone, and it's almost like they don't want to admit it because they'd be like defeated if they admitted that. But I'm hearing that somewhere in this connection, someone doesn't feel safe being vulnerable, or someone has been vulnerable and the other one hasn't been vulnerable, and that's the reason why. But there's also like some of you in the collective have specific reasons why you haven't been vulnerable. Like maybe they said the way they just spoke their opinion was like, oh, okay, that's not a safe person, or you know what I'm saying, like someone's like you could be in a shared space, maybe even a public space, and then like someone's just openly sharing their opinion and you're like, oh, that's not a safe person. And so someone around you or someone around your person is like, that's like the blockage, is someone doesn't feel safe to express something here. It could be expressing feelings, expressing something that happened, I don't know, like something, there's a blockage here, okay, because we have Wheel of Fortune reverse coming out. I think there's been some sort of lesson, okay, like, so sometimes a lesson normally means that there was an oopsie, right? Like you learn from your mistakes, right? So there must have been an oopsie and someone wants to make it right. Someone wants to make it right. Someone needs a chance, whether it's your future person, a past person, you get to decide that. But the thing here is, someone needs spiritual guidance, because it's kind of like this me versus me, and someone's kind of like can't one up themselves anymore. Maybe they can't escape something about themselves, like this oopsie, because it's about, like, I'm seeing importance here. Someone, oh, you're really important to this person, and they can't believe they've done what they've done to you. We have 2 aces and a 9 of Pentacles and a Page of Swords, and the 8 of Wands wants to come out. I said 8 of Swords, so it's like someone feels like they can't move forward because of how the situation is set up. There could, like, the way that the blockages are set up, or maybe someone's literally blocked, like someone needs to work on themselves. Someone needed the space to work on themselves, and so it's you or your person, and it's like someone needs to look at current circumstances and reassess. Someone needs to see that there's potentially juggling going on happening here. And by juggling, I mean like more than one person. maybe either having an opinion, but I'm not implying that there's like cheating or betrayal, but there could be. For some of the collective, not all. You would know that better than I am just reading for the collective, but someone needs to hear the word juggling or practice juggling. You could be a juggler. The Two of Pentacles is giving someone, I'm also hearing someone's going to be going on a trip, a vacation or a cruise or something. Like someone's literally like been thinking about it or planning it, and it's like a vacation or a cruise isn't gonna book itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so someone in that realm of things, you've got to make it happen, and you making it happen means that it does happen. Like, you can guarantee that, which is a cool thing about being an adult, is guaranteeing. At least like the ticket is like, it solidifies the likelihood. There are no guarantees, you know, but that at the same time we can work for what we think we deserve. And I think someone's maybe needs to realize how much they, like, you're asking for more than you give, like the equal give and take. So if someone doesn't, like, someone's noticing fairness and equal give and take, and how a little dose from one person and a big dose from another person can just even out. Like, for example, like if someone's big mad and then someone was also big happy, that might cancel one another out. In your experience, when you look back on your whole day, you're like, my day was okay. And then it's like, oh, I had a bad morning and then a good night. And then that's another segue. You can have a bad morning, but that doesn't mean your whole day has to be out of commission, you know? Taking care of yourself is like regulating your experiences, regulating your emotions, being like, oh shit, that sucked, and I did not deserve to have a sucky day, shitty day. So going in and placing good events, good events, good energy, inviting people around that make you feel good, like whatever it is, you know what you need and what you want better than anyone else. No one could read your mind or your feelings. No one could pick up on that until you express it in some way. Some people wear their emotions on their face, and some people, it's like some people have like a disconnect from their voice and how their face looks and how like their body reacts. And I think that was my prosthetic leg. My prosthetic leg makes fart noises, by the way, but that was totally sidebar, because it made a sound and I needed to talk about it. And anyway, chiropractic could be important for the collective. I forgot what I was gonna get into, but when I went to go to the chiropractor and they were adjusting me, my prosthetic leg made a sound. It made a fart sound, and I was like, that was my leg, my prosthetic leg. And I had to explain, it was the first time it happened, so I had to explain to the chiropractor, my doctor, that sometimes it betrays me in silent spaces. And yeah, it was funny. I thought it was funny. I don't know if my doctor thought it was me or my prosthetic leg. I'm sure he believed me, but I think it's funny because like you can disguise Like, I can fart and then blame it on my prosthetic leg, or like my prosthetic leg could be farting and I can play it like a joke, like I actually farted. And anyway, you have to be comfortable with funny noises when it comes to me. And that was a whole sidebar. Chiropractic could be important. For the collective, there is something that's like not fair or not being shown to you. Like someone's like, it's like I'm hearing someone's convenient, like you're the convenient person, and then like there's somebody else, or something like that's going on with somebody, and so like it's delaying things because like someone's wasting time basically being with someone who's convenient versus who they actually want. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pursue who you actually want. It's gonna be worth it even if the person you want is further away or more expensive or whatever the reasons are by comparison, or even if like what makes it complex. It's like it'll be worth your while to pursue what you actually want rather than something that you are kind of unsure about or you're like settling for it. Then you'll know for sure, you know, you're not just like, oh, what if, sitting there and what ifs. But remember, these are general readings, so some of this is going to resonate, not all of it's going to resonate, maybe all of it's going to resonate. Sometimes there's a perfect reading, sometimes there's margin of error because I'm reading from multiple people. Just know that someone here feels, and if they did you wrong, they're feeling that. If they did you right, they're feeling that. If they really like you, they're feeling that. If they are having a hard time, they're feeling that. Someone's like picking up on someone else's feelings too. So if any feelings feel like intense, it's because the other person feels the same, and you're feeling both people. If you feel like it's one-sided, it's one-sided. There could have been some point where it was one-sided and then suddenly it wasn't one-sided. There's a missing link with communication, with a connection, but also with some people. A spirit wants me to talk about this girl at the bar. So I went to the bar to karaoke, and there was this group of girls. They were all very sweet, very girls, very girls. Like there was a ton of them, and they were very like seemingly supportive, and they kind of were different. Like they were all doing their thing, right? So some of them would be at the table, some of them would like go and get a drink, some of them would go to the bathroom. So there's this one girl, she was across from me. They invited me into their table, and she was standing across from me, or like sitting across from me, and this guy approaches her and says something, like whispers in her ear, and I'm like, that's interesting touch, right? Because I thought that they knew each other. It's interesting touch for strangers, but I thought that they knew each other because he just kind of just did it, right? And she was receiving his words and laughing and smiling, and I'm like, okay, she's having a good time, like visually looking at her. And so I kind of like backed down from feeling off guarded by this guy that approaches her. And so then I'm gonna, sorry about that. I just have my door open and being talked to in the middle of my video. I was like, no, but like I couldn't. It was just like I had to not do that. So back to the story. again, on like the communication and like the body language and the communication, like you can't really be missing one, but if you do, it's gonna be kind of like not good, potentially not good. So here is like why. So her body language was like, she was laughing and smiling, and he was like whispering and saying stuff to her. I'm like, oh, she's having a good time with what he's saying and stuff, right? And then when he walked away, she was like laughing and then like shaking her head at him and like laughing some more and like stuff, right? And then he walked away finally. And then I was like, did you know him? And she goes, no. Like, she basically was looking at me as if I was like, should have picked up on her signals. But she didn't have signals. And then all the girls ended up leaving because I'm pretty sure she ended up saying something about my take on it. I don't know, like it just kind of seemed like right after her cues didn't line up and I didn't do what she wanted, she and all her friends left, because it's like, this isn't safe, we gotta go, right? So like they did that and they left, and my leg made a sound again, and I'm just like, it wouldn't be dangerous if you were aligned with like what you're like giving and how you actually feel. So someone's like, I'm just saying there's disconnection between like someone's always saying like, I'm fine, but they're not fine. It's like, it's okay to not be okay, like just be honest, you know? And like hella diss a dude if you have to, like don't just be nice, especially to assholes, you know? Like it's just kind of, there's that going on. And kind of knowing when you have someone's attention. Oh, there's an earthquake happening right now. Kind of like when you have someone's attention and you have theirs, like knowing when that's happening. Oh, that earthquake, just like, there was an earthquake. Did you feel the earthquake right now? Yeah. Okay, bye. Follow up on what happened earlier. Okay, so I did not like that I was shooing my mom away. She came home and she had brought home food. She was very thoughtful because I ended up missing the family event because of circumstances, and she brought home food and she was trying to tell me, and it was my fault because I left the door cracked open. So the door being open means, hey, you can talk to me. The door being closed means, hey, don't bother me right now, you know? And it's like the door was open, so she was trying to talk to me, and I like it was like the communication and what was physically going on did not line up, right? Because what normally goes did not go. And so like I was talking about the girl at karaoke, and I was talking about how she didn't align, but then I thought it was okay, let's talk about the freaking earthquake. There was an earthquake over here in the Central Valley around 9:13 p.m. on September 18th. And that's freaking crazy because I was in the middle of talking about noticing when you have someone's attention and they have your attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell when someone's attention has shifted. And just taking every day for what it is, it's like not holding on so tightly. But Spirit wanted me to wrap it up also, like earlier, the earthquake, it's like someone's world is literally like shooken up because you're in it. And and so they have to go through that ripple effect of the rest of their world being affected by you being in their life. Whether you're actively in that person's life or not, you changed things for them, is what I'm hearing. And I think they have addictions they need to let go of before they approach you. So going full circle back to the beginning of the reading with the copycats, they're exerting their options. They are fucking around and finding out, and eventually they might find out that it's you. They might find out that it's not you, though. So some of you have to be cautious, because one of you, like, not one of you, there's some of you that are like, you know who your person is, and your person just needs to like narrow it down and like, but in the other realms of things, you someone in the collective is just a copycat in the way of two people coming together. Someone needs to know their placement and let go and let God. I don't know why that phrase was coming in like that, but earthquake, that the way that the earthquake was shaking while I was trying to say the message about like just noticing like when someone has your attention and if it's mutual, because it could be mutual and then it could change, it can shift. And I'm hearing, if you're confused, then it's a no. Okay, so stay magical, friends. I know some of the information I released was very like earth-shattering, earth-shaking. Literally, the freaking earthquake happened in the middle of my reading, but I think Mother Nature is on my side here with the messages. You know, like, I think it's harder to work with if you're not willing to hear the messages versus hearing the messages and doing with what you know. And so I think Mother Earth really wanted to validate us here with the, if someone's giving you attention, they deserve your attention, right? So don't put your attention on someone else when you are getting attention from somebody, because it's like kind of like a slap in the face if someone's like offering gestures to you and then they're like talking about their ex, like, or you're talking about your ex. It's like they're doing gestures for you and you're talking about your ex, so it's like it makes them feel like you rather be receiving from your ex. Even if you're complaining about your ex, it seems like their gesture means nothing to you and that you would rather be receiving from your ex. And you're like projecting onto this person stuff about your ex. And it's like, yes, there's just like, when someone's giving you attention, they deserve your attention, not your attention on something else. Your attention being on things could be like you talking about it, you thinking about it, you looking at it, you holding space for it in some way, shape, or form. Someone's still stuck on something, and it's okay if it's mutual, but when it's not mutual, it's kind of like, like you're hanging by a thread. That song "Hanging by a Moment," I think that's how it goes. That Lighthouse song. Hang on. Hanging by a Moment. Yeah. It goes, desperate for changing, starving for truth. I'm closer to where I started. I'm chasing after you. I'm falling even more in love with you. letting go of all I've held on to. Oh, you know, like letting go of that convenient person for someone who you actually want. For those of you that were in the reading earlier, like, you know, this is going to resonate in different placements for everyone. But, yeah, hanging by a moment, maybe that's an important song for you, or like you heard it recently, or I don't know, something is channeled song. Someone's feeling some type of way. Queen of Cups. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. Being vulnerable shows you what is safe and what is not safe. Being vulnerable, of course, puts you at risk. But I'm hearing it's a practice of, like, it can be a self-discipline where you show yourself how to be safe and get better at it. And so then you're not seeing such dangerous experiences because you know what to do. Anyway, being vulnerable. If you're repeatedly vulnerable around someone and then you repeatedly feel safe around them, you can deem them as a safe person. If you're being vulnerable and then you feel hurt, you can deem that person as dangerous and you should stay away from them. Whether it's emotional, physical, like whatever, spiritual, whatever it is, being vulnerable helps you know. But if you aren't vulnerable, you're just letting yourself be around anyone and anything, letting anyone and anything in, it's just like, it's better to know than not know. And so someone's diving deeper in vulnerability, someone's diving deeper in their options to get closer to the one, someone is diving deeper in themselves in the meantime also. So like, I think I was in the middle, before the earthquake was happening, I was kind of on track to say like, yeah, like I was saying, like if someone has your attention, or if someone's giving you attention, you should give them your attention back, like just be mutual. That always feels good. But I was also going down the track of growing, like someone's attention towards you growing, like making yourself more known, commenting, putting ideas in someone's head, like maybe someone wasn't thinking about kissing until you mentioned it, you know, like stuff like that. So you can definitely move things along, but then also notice when things are moving in different directions. And that's where the earthquake started, like kind of shifting about, because feelings are uncontrollable. You kind of can't control when they turn on and off. They just do. And so it's like the copycats, there's been investments in them, and there has to be grieving if there's like monogamy, there's got to be grieving. If it's polyamory, I think it'll be really fun to be like have a laugh with your person and be like, that was like, let's invite the people that you dated while you were trying to find me, you know, and like have fun. Like polyamory is fun in that way, where kind of like is a super boost to the ego, where it's like, it's not her or her, it's me, but then it's also like it's all of us. As far as like conversations go with that, because I mean, like, it is kind of a press to start off a relationship where you know that they've dated people and even like dated like versions of you, and it's like you feel kind of anxiety that they're comparing the other versions of you to the you, or even someone who's known you a long time, like judging different versions of you. Like someone knows when to be disappointed and knows when to be like, oh, that's just how they are. Knows when to be proud, knows when to be happy. It's like when someone knows you that well. But it's also like I'm hearing someone needs to give themselves grace that they want someone else to give them grace for. So it's like if you lashed out on someone, give yourself grace and be like, hey, that's like how I was feeling, but that doesn't mean it was perfect, you know, and like I don't have to be perfect for me to change or love or do anything for myself. I just have to acknowledge and do what I want, you know, like acknowledge and do what I want. And so it's like if your anger upsets you, take that it upsets you and readjust, like update what you do, you know. I know that sounds easier said than done, but it's like instead of being self-defeating over and be like, oh my god, I suck for that, just be like, okay, I did that, I can't change that I did that, like what about the next time? Like I don't know. It's a bit late. I'm kind of literally shook from the earthquake. I wanted to sort of just explain, like, I just didn't really like that I was shooing someone away who was trying to talk to me. Like, I did admit that it was my fault because I left the door open. And I think collective has a lot to decompress with just different ins and outs of, are you the copycat in the way of someone finding, two people being together? Or are you the one and there's a copycat in the way? And it's like a matter of time, and it's like, how much time is your person gonna take to figure it out? You know, how long is your person gonna take? Are they ever gonna figure it out? Because sometimes, on a soul level, like, your person is your person and you are you, right? And it's like, but then they decide to be wrong and they marry the wrong person. They have a life with the wrong person. What do? Are you gonna wait forever for them? Like I was in the middle of saying, like, seeing your circumstances for what they are. So if someone's attention moved away from you, then you should move your attention away from that person. If someone's attention is on you, then put the attention on them, someone's attention is somewhere else, put your attention on yourself. That's technically moving your attention from them to something else. So then move it on to you, or move it on to someone else. You can do whatever you want with your attention. Your attention doesn't even have to go to a person. Your attention can go to a TV show. Your attention could go to your business or your art or your physical body. And then all of a sudden you're gonna have a hot body, and you're gonna have a super amazing glow up, and yeah, you're gonna have exactly what you want. And that's like the law of attraction is kind of like you put your attention on yourself, and then you draw more attention to you, because if your attention is on you, then the universe is sort of like, okay, we're gonna mirror that and show you more, show you who you are. This is who you are. So it's like, you love yourself, you're gonna attract people who love you. You hate yourself, you're gonna attract people who hate you. But I think in general, if you're just attractive, you're gonna attract everything. So some of you are just working on being attractive. You don't have to be physically attractive to be attractive. You could just be straight up just attractive, where how you carry yourself, what you say, what you do immediately draws in more. So it's like, say that you got a scratch ticket and won like a free ticket. Then it's like a chain reaction. You turn in that free ticket and you win $20. You use that $20 and you put it towards another chance, and then you end up winning a PlayStation. And then you use the PlayStation and you end up playing competitively and earning a career in gaming. I don't know, it's like crazy, right? Like, you attract more of the energy that you give. So if you are going into it neutral or positive, your result most likely will be neutral or positive. You go into it negative, your result will most likely be negative. There is like an overpowering sometimes energy where, like, say you go into it negatively, and then someone else whose like energy is very powerful and they're like positive, they might be able to transfer positive energy and like rub it off on you. But that's like a rare circumstance. Like, you don't always come across someone who's that powerful, and you've got to take care of it on your own terms and on your own pacings, and you just gotta take care of it, period. And it's interesting because I keep wanting to like draw back on what I just said, but I keep like spacing out and blanking out, and I think it's because I'm like literally just channeling and letting whatever flow through. But I feel like I'm coming up on a little bit of an empty because it's the end of the night, and I think I channeled everything, but I was trying to draw on more just now and I like had nothing else. So I think this is where I end the reading. I was like trying to reference some points, but I can't reach it in my mind. I think it's because I did the job. And because I think I black out a little bit because I'm just channeling. It's not always my energy, so it feels a little detached. I'm like a little bit detached from some of the words that came through, and I'm flowing it because the collective needs it. And so I hope that some of the reading resonated. I hope that, you know, that I know that it's hard to work with. I know it's things that maybe we didn't want to work with, but working with it is better than ignoring it. I think ignoring it is making collective's situation worse than it needs to be, and some of you are really suffering because of just not willing to work with some of these truths, or just maybe not even trying to access these truths. So if these truths came to you unwarrantedly, I'm so sorry about it being unwarranted and triggering. I hope that you give yourself the time and space to process. I hope that you are ready to process. I hope that you are ready to work on these things. I hope you are ready to like move on or hear the truth. If you need a personal reading, let me know. We can work that out on Etsy or through DMs. I have meditations also if you want to work those out. And for now, I have to edit because of all the interruptions in this reading. I feel like one or both of the people in the connection are really distracted right now and need to focus on really important things. And okay, someone's really tired, I'm really tired, and we're going to call it a night, and good night.